Hello everyone. So I know I haven't been making a lot of videos on YouTube lately, which it was more just when winter hit, it was very slow on the homestead. We weren't really doing much. We were just getting wood or having wood delivered to us, and you know, wasn't really much going on. And then I also lost my camera, and then I lost my memory cards, which I found one the other day. So I'm sorry guys, I haven't been updating on my channel lately, and then with this virus going on, I figured, it's time for me to update you guys and let you guys know that we are doing fine and we are okay. We are. Um Today I would like to do a video not only on updating on how we're doing, just in general on the homestead, but also how we are doing personally and how we are trying to survive this lovely virus. And I'm also going to be ranting a little bit as well, so disclaimer, there will be ranting. Um, so first off, we are doing okay. When the quarantine started, my boys were on spring break. So they were already off from school and everything. And basically, I got an email from their school letting us know that it was going to be shut down an extra week, and that was okay with me. And I was like, okay, that's fine. At work, everything was normal for about a week. Um, we weren't really shutting down. It started with the school. And it was kind of hilarious because, so I work at a rec center in a small area. Um, Basically, it's like 3 to 4 small towns in this one little area, and one rec center, and one Walmart, and one city market, kind of all in the same area. Um, so for me, I was kind of like, okay, well, when kids are out of school, they always come to the rec center, at least in this area, even from the neighboring towns. So if the schools are closing to keep the virus from spreading and to keep from anyone getting infected by the kids, well, we need to close the rec center, don't we? Or at least limit on how many people are coming in. I'm a very logical person. I sit there and start thinking logically, and I know I am in a country that doesn't have the best president. Um so I wasn't expecting much from our president. Um I was hoping our governor would step in, which he has. If you guys need to know what state I'm in Colorado, which Colorado Pride. Um, but it was a very slow process. So it was first it was the schools closed for just an extra week, and everything was just kind of normal. Work was normal. I'm a night custodian, so I go in pretty much when everyone else leaves and just go in, clean up the bathrooms and the floors and do all that, and then go home. So it wasn't like I was at high risk. It was just me, my other two coworkers. We always work together. It's always just the three of us. And then basically the rec center shut down. Um, and it was kind of one of those. It was a last minute thing. It closed on my day off, so I didn't really get an official text or call from my boss. I actually had one of my coworkers call me and let me know what was going on, which was a little unnerving, but that's, just the way my supervisor is. And he kind of does like, oh, you guys got good communication, and leaves us be. So it started off with that. So the rec center was closed for about a week, and then I got a mass text, like a huge group text. And it was kind of like, on such and such day at such and such time, come in for a meeting. So it was just, such and such time, such and such day, come in for a meeting. He basically said, that he had to let us in, so stay outside unless the weather was really bad. And then, it being Colorado, especially it being early spring in Colorado, it could be snowing, it could be raining, or it could be sunny like it is today. So, weather's always unpredictable. So it was kind of like, if the weather's bad, you can sit in the lobby and wait until I call you in. But I can only have 10 people at a time in the building. And I was like, okay. And I let my mom know. And at first, like, when he sent the thing, it was like, okay, am I working? Should I plan on working? Because he just said we were going to talk. So it was like, okay, do I need to come in my uniform and be prepared to work and have a babysitter and everything, because I have my kids? Or, is this just a meeting? And I basically kept asking him over and over and over again. And finally, a couple of days later, he finally got back to me and was like, no, this is just a meeting, dress for a meeting, and I said, okay. And I already had a mask. I have some leftover masks from when I worked in home health care. And then I had ordered a mask, ironically, a while back as a joke. I was ordering some stuff for one of my K-pop bands I follow. And I basically was needing to get like so much extra dollars so I could get the free shipping from Amazon for the stuff I'd ordered. And so I'd ordered this mask because I had gotten sick at the time. So I ordered the mask as a joke. So the next time I got sick, I could just wear the mask. And then 3 weeks later, this virus hit. So, after I received the mask. So anyway, so I wore the mask and, took my hand sanitizer and stuff. And when we walked in the building, he had us go wash our hands and then sit down and told us to try stay 6 feet away from each other. And it was just me and the other 2 night custodians. So it was just the 3 of us. It was our supervisor, that's the one above us, and then his supervisor who is above him. So it's just the 5 of us in the building. And they sat down and explained to us the situation, explained to us they didn't really know what they were going to do. So basically, they're like, the rec center's closed to the public. We're still going to work you because we don't want to work you, like, we don't want you to send you home and get paid and not work. So we're going to just have you guys do some things around the rec center, like painting and deep cleaning and dusting and, repairs and stuff that need to be done anyway. And so that way, you guys get paid and you'll get paid your usual time and everything. And basically, and the week when it shut down, we were off work for a week. We still got paid. We just didn't go to work. So we got paid to stay home for a week. So it was like, okay, that's fine. And they basically let us choose, they're like, we got these times and we can only have so many people in at a time. So, you have to choose a time after this time. And we're like, okay. And one of my coworkers who has been there the longest out of the 3 of us chose, a time, and I and my other coworker were like, okay, that's fine. We'll go with what she said. And so for a while it was normal. Like, we went in at a certain time. Our boss basically gave us a list of things to do that night. So we go in, we do it. And at first it was kind of like the normal, like, clean this bathroom and this one, which is what we usually do. But it was more like do a deeper clean. And so we started by doing a bathroom a night and deep cleaning it for 5 hours. And at first it was fine. And then within like a few days that changed. It was like within a few days. It wasn't even like a week or anything. No, it was within a few days. Suddenly, we may open within a few hours. We may be given a couple hour notice and stuff. So then our boss got snappy with us. Like, first he told us to procrastinate and take our time because we didn't know when we were going to open and we didn't know how long this was going to be. So procrastinate and basically, use up as much time as you can because for all we know, we can't open until next month. So we were closed for at least a month. And so my coworkers and I basically were procrastinating, taking our time in cleaning. Um, and then within a few days, that changed, and it's like, oh, we could open within a couple of hours. So we need to make sure all of this is done. Um, so the next thing I know, we are getting yelled at for not doing for not hurrying up and getting everything done and clean. So then my other coworker and I, because we do this shift thing, where it's usually just two of us a night. So then, my coworker I had started working with, it was his day off, and then the other one, she came in, and so it was the two of us, so we hurried up and finished cleaning the bathrooms and stuff. And then we got started on the child watch, and we were told to deep clean the child watch. We got that done in one night. And then, it was my days off. So that it was just him and her. And then my male coworker, he let me know and gave me a text and said, hey, they have the lifeguards coming in with us. And I was like, okay. And he's like, and they're having them do the floors like they were having us do, which had already been done. And it was like, okay. And I didn't think anything out. So when I went back to work after a couple of days off, we had these lifeguards in. And, they told us, basically we all got assigned, it was the same thing, like you got assigned a certain area and you cleaned it. So I got assigned a space and I started cleaning it. And I was basically working by myself that night. So this is my Monday, right? Well, then this other guy, we call him the baby supervisor because he's a supervisor, but he's not like up there top supervisor. So he's like, we nicknamed him the baby supervisor. He took me off to the side and he talked to me and he's like, so they're sending us home after this. And, basically it was like our boss is going to be doing something to the floors and stuff. And so he doesn't want anyone in here for a week. Okay. Made sense. And got sent home. So during all of this, our governor, our lovely gay governor of Colorado, put a stay-at-home order in and basically said, only essential jobs could be working and put in place and stuff. Well, the gal who's above my boss basically found a loophole because we were cleaning the rec center. We fell into the essential jobs. And so as long as we just had our people coming in and cleaning, we didn't have, customer coming in, we were fine. And so she had found a loophole to keep us working with this essential job thing, which I had called huge BS on and all that. But yeah. So anyway, so that happened last week, right? So sent us on our way. And I was like, okay, I have the week off. That's fine. And I had, ironically, the day before, had asked for a week off because my kids had started doing schooling online, which is fun and a challenge in itself. So I was fine with that. And I was like, okay, cool. I do get my week off like I had asked. And I can get caught up on my schooling and I can get them set up on there. So I just went about it and just enjoyed the week off and got my kids set up on their online schooling and trying to figure all that out. Well, Monday, my coworker calls me and tells me he was sent home, that the rec center is still closed, and that they were doing a meeting on Tuesday. So this was yesterday, Tuesday. They're doing this meeting. And I'm like, okay. And don't really know what the meeting is or what's going on, but our boss was basically saying he was running out of work for us to do, which my coworker and I both kind of said BS because we could see that there were more places that could be cleaned and all that. So anyway, so it's like, okay, well, Tuesday, my best friend and I decided to go on a hike together. And, because at least in Colorado, we can still do the hiking and the trails and stuff as long as we stay within 6 feet of each other and all that. So we decide, let's get the boys out, let's give my mom a break from the kids and get everyone out and get some energy out and all that because we all have cabin fever. So we went out and hiked a trail. And during the time I was hiking the trail and stuff, I get a text from my boss. All he told me is that my name and number has been given to this guy, and I guess he's like the coordinator for parks and construction and all this other stuff within the city. He works in the city, so it's another department in the city. And that he will contact me when he has work for me, right? Does not mention if I'm getting paid in the meantime. Does not mention if he let the guy, what days I should be expecting these calls, like Monday through Friday. No, I do not know. I will get a call from this guy at any time, any day, and if he has work for me. Okay, so I'm sitting there I actually had to directly text him back and ask about the pay, which he told me I will be getting paid. It's just every once in a while I'll have work, and I'm like, okay. But I think it was just really inconsiderate that he couldn't tell me about the pay, couldn't tell me what days and times I should be expecting this guy to get in contact with me if he has work for me. And I'm sitting here going, I'm struggling with my online schooling. I am 8 classes away from graduation right now. My kids are online. I am currently balancing my own laptop and a Chromebook I got from their school for 3 of us to do online schooling and try to stay caught up in our schooling. I am trying to figure out a schedule and a routine for our schooling. I am now put on call, and I'm not even given the decency to be given days and times I should be expecting a phone call from this guy that I don't even know, by the way. I understand that we have something that we have never had to deal with in a really long time. I understand our government has not been the best forthcoming or the best in general, which I'm sorry. What do we expect when we kind of, considering who we put in as president? But there should at least be some decency. And I am a single mom. I can't just be called and told, show up here within an hour. I need time to get a babysitter. I need time to get everything set up so said babysitter, whether it's my mother, whether it's my best friend, or someone else in general, to have activities for my kids to do, to know what they need to do for my kids' schooling. I need to know because I have assignments due throughout the week that I need to get turned in on time. And this is a time for me, education wise, that I do not need to mess up. I am in my senior year. I am 8 classes from graduation. I don't need to have a last minute, I have an assignment due today, but guess what? Now I have to go to work and that assignment's going to be late. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And, not just being a single mom, but just, basically, I am scared to make any plans right now. Even with just friends and family, even to just make a plan to go to the grocery store and get things that we need. I can't really schedule anything. I can't make plans for anything because I am on call and I'm not even given the decency to know. I'm not even given the decency when to expect these calls. What days of the week, what times, nothing. Just a simple little text that doesn't give me nothing. And for me, this is the thing that's been pissing me off with this whole thing, is just the indecency that my boss and his boss has had to not only myself, but to all of my coworkers. When we had that meeting in the beginning, I asked my boss, what if we chose to self-quarantine? And my boss, the lady that is above my boss, basically told me that I could take vacation time off, but the moment my vacation was used up, if I still chose to self-quarantine, basically I would be laid off, but I would not be laid off with a job. Where if I stay and I work and I do all this BS and I get laid off, I would get laid off with a job attached. I have 2 kids and I have a mother over 60 who lives with me. I have 3 people in my house right now that are at high risk, just age-wise. I do not need to bring this home to my family. I should have the option of being able to self-quarantine. As an employee, I deserve the decency. If I am put on a on-call, I should know what days and times I should be expecting those calls. That is just basic decency, basic consideration. And I have not received any of that from my employer. Yeah. Otherwise, besides all this BS, we are doing fine. My kids' school has been working overboard. I understand one of the advantages is they do have a small school. So my coworker, his wife is a teacher with another school in the school system, which is a bigger school. And they have way more students to deal with. And they're still struggling with trying to get everything set up. Where my boys' school, the nice thing about having a small school is they are doing very well. They got everything set up within a few weeks and are doing pretty good. And they are having fantastic communication with the parents. And they're taking feedback and everything. And I've been able to communicate with them and been able to sit there and talk with them and figure out what's working for us and what's not working for us. And we're doing great. You know, it's kind of like, okay, my kids can do their schooling in the mornings, and then I sit here and I do my schooling in the afternoon, and we are fine. You know, and then there's also the fact that I am a writer, and I'm taking full advantage of being a writer, and sitting here and going, okay, I am a writer, I'm going to do all this stuff, and I can get my book written and edited and maybe even published. That would be nice. Maybe I can even get a different job because of this BS. But my employer and my government needs to straighten their shit out, and that is all I'm going to say. I hope you guys all stay safe and healthy. Remember hand sanitizer, mask, and gloves. Love you.